So we're going to the hip flexor portion of this session, hip flexor and adductor magnus underneath here, the inner thigh here. So starting off with, definitely always do this with something soft underneath your knee. Don't do this on a hard surface. It's going to irritate a bursa that's on top of the kneecap and just put too much compression through the whole knee. So first of all, we want to be able to do a posterior pelvic tuck. So I'm tucking the pelvis under. So I'm tucking it under that way. And I already feel a strong stretch go down through my quad here and some of the hip flexor. Then I squeeze my butt. So I'm getting here to squeeze. So I make sure I can activate, make this hard here. So it's working with reciprocal inhibition here. So when I get the glute contracting, it helps the hip flexor release neurally. I lift that off. I try to tuck under more now. Sit up really straight. So hip flexor connects up to here. So I want to be straight through here too. Squeeze again. So I just want this control. And I'm controlling with my hamstring here too. So I kind of feel like I'm using my hamstring, like pulling my leg back a little bit, my heel back. So the hamstring keeps the hips square. So I'm not letting my hips open up like that. So I keep the hips square and tucked under. And I'm controlling, squeezing through that glute while I stay straight. So I want to start with that first, make sure you can do that. Then from here I come forward. I lift that leg, come back, stretch the hamstring, lift, stretch. So you may need to have some push-up bars or some supports where you don't have to be down as far, but I want to lift up through here and come back, stretch. I'm going to pull with my hamstring, so I'll pull my hamstring through, so I use the muscle, and I use my quad here to stretch out my leg, back down. So we want to do about 8 to 10 of these. I'm gradually sitting up more straight if I can with my body. And from here, posting with my left arm here. I've got my left knee on the floor. I'm dropping this elbow down towards the foot. And then without lifting my body, so I keep my body down, I lift the heel only and bring it back down, and I find I can go a bit further. Lift the heel only, go back down. So I'm not letting my body up while I lift. I keep the body down, so the sense of reaching towards the floor with my elbow. Lift the heel, back down, and one more. From here, straighten up the back leg. I'm going to reach up to the roof and reach down to the floor with the elbow. Rotate up. Still breathing out through the nose. I'll come back down. And from here, I'm reaching around and stretching out. So I'm reaching my body around this way now, around the corner, and stretching out. So I feel a bit more of a stretch through here. And change sides. So I'm almost perpendicular with my femur here, tucking the pelvis under, using this hamstring to square the hips up. So they're just forward and not rotated open. Tucking the pelvis under, got the stretch, squeeze the butt as hard as I can. And often there's one side that'll feel like you can squeeze that easier or harder. It depends for most people, but a lot of people, it's the right glute they can squeeze harder. The right dominance through the body. Lift that off, tuck under more, squeeze again. When you tuck under more, you're not getting much stretch. You can come forward here, then tuck it under more, squeeze. And come forward, lift up, sit back. Pull through with the hamstring, with the heel, lift up. pull through, lift up. Pop that knee down, posting with this right arm. The elbow go towards the floor, lift the heel only, go down more, lift the heel. Then I'll give a deep stretch in here. Pose with that hand, straight out the back leg, reach down, rotate up. I'm reaching around. So I'm trying to screw myself around this way.